The Widows are winners of their last 3 games and are looking to keep their streak alive in these next 2 conference games against the Dragons. In their meeting earlier in the season, it was the Dragons winning in extra innings. Entering Game 14 of the AWL season, the Dragons are in first place and the Widows are tied with the Battlehawks for 5th at 6 and 7. Both teams are hopeful a second half push can get them back to the playoffs. The player development staff is ramping up their focus here in the second half of the season. Crush Gonzalez has become a sponsor for Just for Bros. It's 110% effective in improving a player's self-image, so I'm excited to see the swagger Crush comes with going forward. Donisha Moss has seen her skills dipping a bit at age 33, so she's been working with a pitcher whisperer to get her mechanics tuned up a little. I was told to expect a little more zip among other improvements. And finally, Carla Pontarelli has been doing some cross training to get an all-around workout in. She's seen a boost to her power in batting practice, and she seems to be a little faster too. Getting into Game 1 of the series, it's the rookie Orochi Arakawa starting for the Dragons, and Vika Ivanova on the mound for our Widows. The game begins with some great defense as Arina Hasu hits a ground to the third. Chloe Nightingale makes the diving stop, pops up and fires the first to nab Hasu on a bang-bang play for the first out. Saki Toriyama puts this ball in play, but it's a ground out to the other Nightingale, Lilith, at short for the second out. Dragons go down in order as Maya Sano chases the two-seamer away and Ivanova ends the inning with a strikeout. Arakawa begins his half of the first with the strikeout of Yao Ling. Chloe Nightingale offers at the first pitch and puts it in play to short, but it's a ground out now, so 2 outs quickly for Lilith Nightingale. Lilith swings at the first pitch. It's not an easy play for Sonata as the throw to first is out of play, so Lilith is in scoring position for Crush Gonzalez. She lifts the 1-2 high in the air behind second and into shallow right, but Hasu runs under it and makes the catch, so no score after 1 for either side. The first hit for the Dragons comes in their half of the third as catcher Kota Suzuki bloops a single into right. Arakawa moves him to second on the sac bunt for the top of the order and Arina Hasu has the RBI chance. Hasu chases the first pitch and hits a weak grounder to first. Davenport fields it and wins the race to the bag, so the Dragons fail to score in their first scoring chance of the game. Top 4, still no score as Saki Toriyama leads off the inning. Toriyama takes the 1-0 fastball back to the short fence in right, and it gets over the wall for a solo home run. The Dragons are on the board first with the first home run of the year from their team captain. Later in the inning, the Dragons have runners on the corners now for Ota Kamatari. He goes down on strikes, giving Ivanova 5 on the night. Kaolu Arai is the next victim of Vika as he strikes out as well, so back-to-back Ks bring up Maki Sonata, hoping to add more runs on the inning. After a long battle of wills between pitcher and batter, Ivanova comes out on top as she gets Sonata to put this ball in the air out to center. Ling gets under it and makes the catch to put an end to the jam in the fourth, but the Dragons lead by 1. Widows turn in the bottom of the fourth with 2 outs. Crush Gonzalez works a walk to get on base for Rose Davenport. Gonzalez adds another stolen base to her stat sheet as she gets in scoring position. It doesn't matter though, as Davenport hits a ground to the third. Throw is in time to get her, and once again our Widows fail to score and still trail by 1. Bottom 5 and Carla Pontarelli leads off. She's sitting on the 2-1 fastball and cranks it to right on a line. It bounced off the bottom of the light fixture, but it's a home run all the same. This gives her 4 on the year as well as 9 RBIs and ties the game up at 1. De La Cruz follows and gets a gift of a first pitch right down the middle. She doesn't miss it, and it hits the stairs below the Dragons' bullpen. The Widows go back-to-back with the Jacks, and now lead for the first time in the game 2-1. Bottom 6 and Crush is up with 2 on and no outs. She gets under the first pitch just enough to get it over the third baseman's head and into left. It rolls to the corner, and Gonzalez has herself an RBI double, making it 3-1 and bringing up Rose Davenport with runners in scoring position. Davenport comes through as well in a big way. She drives this ball to left, and look out there, Little's bullpen as it bounces off one of the columns for a 3-run home run. Colonial Plaza is jumping now as Widows blow the lead out to 6-1. Widows is pulled for 4 in the 6th. Bottom 7, and once again, Crush Gonzalez is up with 2 runners on, this time with 2 outs. This one doesn't have enough juice to leave the park, but it does get off the short wall and right. This time, it's an RBI double for Gonzalez as the lead is now 8-1, and Rose is looking to add another run with Crush on second. She also hits the line to the right. This one is caught though by Fair, so the inning ends with a 8-1 Widow lead. The Dragons would not be held back, however, as they look to make it interesting in the 8th. Bases loaded and 1 out for Ota Kamatari. Moss gets out of the bad situation as Davenport fields the grounder to turn the 3-6-1 inning-ending double play, and from there the Widows would go on to win the game 8-1 and extend the win streak to 4. 3 stars are all Widows, no surprise. It's 3-4-5 of the order: Crush Gonzalez, Carla Pontarelli, and Rose Davenport. More player development ahead of Game 2 in the series, as Lilith Nightingale was reported to be seen at a public batting cage, getting some extra practice into closing time. The staff were in awe of watching her swing that they forgot they had to close up. Talk about starstruck. Catcher Aura Valentine has increased her deadlift weight by a good 10 pounds. This could give her more power at the plate, which we already know she had plenty of before. How long will it take to show in a game? Guess we'll find out soon. In Game 2, the starters are Megumi Yamaguchi for the Dragons and Audrey Messier for our Widows. Messier is hoping to keep her perfect record intact as she's 2-0 coming into the start. Erina Hasu leads off for the Dragons in Game 2, and she wastes no time taking the first pitch way out into right center. It bounces off the wall, but by the time it gets back to the cutoff, Hasu's on third with a leadoff triple. Messier bounces back from the triple with a strikeout of Saki Toriyama. 1 out now for the 3-batter Jacob Fair. Fair hits a ground ball to first. He's going to be out, but getting RBI for his trouble as Hasu scores from third. Shisei Muto is denied a single as Messier shows off her defense on the mound, fielding the comebacker and getting the out at first, but just like Game 1, the Dragons score first in the game. Yamaguchi begins her night with a strikeout of the speedy Yao Ling. That's a great start for her. Chloe Nightingale gets the first hit for the Widows as she hits a single into center. Yamaguchi gets her second strikeout as Lilith looks at the inside pitch on the corner. 2 outs now for Crush Gonzalez. The 3-2 goes in Crush's favor as it's high, so she walks down to first, and that means Rose Davenport is at the dish, leading the team in RBIs with 17. The 1-1 is skied in the air to center. Toriyama makes it look easy as he makes the catch, and the Widows can't get a run of their own as the first frame comes to a close. The Widows' half of the second starts with a walk by Carla Pontarelli, and Fatima de la Cruz follows. She takes the outside pitch and pulls it to left, and it rolls all the way to the corner. Pontarelli gets to third, and De La Cruz slides into second with a double. No outs now and runners in scoring position for rookie Alexis Gamble. Gamble's antsy at the plate, and it doesn't pay off here as she chases the first pitch. It's just a pop out in foul territory to first. Messier can't get it done either as she strikes out. Goes back to the top of the order, and Yao Ling with a third crack at the RBI chance. Ling can't get it done here either as she grounds out to second, so the Dragon defense holds and still have a 1-run lead. Kaolu Arai leads off the Dragon third, hitting a hard ground ball past Chloe at third. That's fair, and it gets all the way to the corner. Crush's throw is just a bit behind as Kaolu slides in safely with a leadoff double. Hasu's back up after the sack bunt from Yamaguchi moves Arai to third. She's ahead 3-1, and this grounder has just enough to get by Rose at first and into right. The runner scores easily from third, and Hasu has an RBI single. Dragons lead by 2 now. With Toriyama up, Hasu tries taking second, but Carla denies her the stolen base, throwing her out. Toriyama gets on base here though, with a single, but the field steal attempt hurts, as there's just 1 run on, 2 outs for Jacob Fair. Messier ends up walking Fair, so now 2 on for the first baseman Shisei Muto. Audrey shuts the door on Muto, striking her out and keeping the damage to the inning just to 1. Dragons lead by 2. Bases loaded for Rose Davenport in the Widow third. Rose gives the 2-1 a ride into left, And you can forget about it. It's a grand slam. What a way to not only score, but take the lead, as it's Rose's 4th home run and 21st RBI on the season. Widows lead 4-2. Lilith Nightingale is looking to add more runs in the bottom of the 4th. She takes care of business with this swing on the 3-1 as it goes way out in the right and hits off the wall. One Nightingale has an RBI double, and it's 5-2. Crush walks again to load the bases for Rose Davenport, already with the grand slam. What's better than one grand slam? How about two, as Rose continues being a thorn in this Dragon pitching staff, hitting her 2nd long ball of the game. This one gives Rose 8 RBIs on the day and makes a 9-2 Widow lead. Bottom 5, and Chloe Nightingale's at the plate with 2 outs. Koyanagi just can't catch a break here as Chloe catapults this baseball off her bat and into center field. It gets over the wall, and that's a solo home run. The long ball has been their main source of runs in this one. It's all Widows, 10-2. Moving forward, bottom 7, and again, the bases are loaded for Rose Davenport in a 12-2 game. Rose's career night continues as she ropes this ball into the right center gap. She had 8 RBIs coming into this at-bat, and with a 2 RBI single, that sets a new team record for RBIs in a game with 10. That makes the game 14-2, and that would end up being the final as Widows dominate this 2-game series, winning both games against the Dragons. Messier stays perfect at 3-0, and the 3 stars are Rose Davenport, Chloe Nightingale, and Audrey Messier. With the 5-game win streak now, the Widows are now tied with the Battlehawks for 3rd place in the Valiant Conference. Next up for our girls is one final conference game against the Reapers. Damian Crow will start for them, and we'll see Roxy Riot for our Widows, looking to get her first win on the year. Do you think we'll get back to the playoffs? Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section, and a like to celebrate Rose Davenport's team record. If you're new here to the channel, like what you saw, consider subscribing and stay on the channel to watch some more videos. Also, I have a survey down below in the comments. If you could take a little bit of time and complete it, it'll give me valuable feedback, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Until next Sunday, you guys, you know what to do. Keep on shining and keep on grinding. I will see you all in the next one.